possibly a different mother.
I have a few questions for you. Would you like to be in this interview?
Oh, I guess I could try.
Okay. Well, recently, Elizabeth Warren was caught embezzling government funds to contribute to her campaign. How does that affect your view on Elizabeth Warren, the Democrat?
Elizabeth Warren's husband started a strife against the DNA laboratory in Washington, D.C., and he assassinated all of them and took it over. From there, he took over all of them because shortly before that time, in 2003, Donald Rose, the closest aide to George W. Bush, had made 4 high schools have a blood test. They tested them all for their ancestry and found out that half of them were Russian ancestry that were white. The Russians did not want Americans to know who had Russian ancestry because in the greater Washington, D.C. area, Fairfax County, 24 buildings were used by Russians to assassinate it all across the United States. Since then, all of those buildings have been incendiaried.
Interesting. Okay, thank you. Now, with all the fights that happened in the hearings last week, would you think that there should be some action taken to prevent things like this happening in the future? Is there any presidential candidate you think that might be capable of? Is it going to be something we have to get used to?
Oh, you have to explain to me what hearing, because there's lots of hearings going on.
Last week on Monday or Tuesday?
I think it was Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning, there was some fights breaking out where there was 2 congressional men who almost got into a fist fight. What is your view on that? And is there a presidential candidate who could fix things like that breaking out in the House?
A couple of things you have to realize. Many of the whites are Russians. They have used the word purge in describing who they do not want in the Senate and the Congress building. The word purge is a Russian word, so the language they are using are words from Russia because they grew up there. They are not American-born citizens themselves, and they're showing their bad behavior. One thing that needs to be done is to have metal detectors in front of the Hart Building and all the other senatorial buildings so that people do not come in and assassinate the Congress people.
Perfect. Thank you. And then yesterday, in the January 6th trials, it came to light that several Democrat Thomas Carper, Arnold Dolphish, and TikTok influencer Jeff Jackson were involved in January 6th. What does that say about the current state of our government as a whole?
There are lies in the government. When Joe Biden came into the White House, he himself assassinated Donald Trump. Okay. And in the previous statements, Obama was assassinated by let's see who was after Obama. Donald Trump. He himself, Donald Trump, came in and assassinated Obama. This should not have happened. Of course, we've got to be milder. But how can you do that? And when Obama was the worst terrorist, communist. He also had huge armies in Africa, AIDS armies that did away with millions of people.
Because, wasn't it Obama that also assassinated Bush before, right?
No. I believe that Bush was residing in his Texas home after Obama became president.
Oh, okay. So he's still alive today.
George W. Bush? That I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on with the Bushes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.